The Energy Dialogues, brought to you by EnergyNow. The Energy Dialogues is a series of podcasts that showcases companies, events, and topics that are part of our energy industry. Today's Energy Dialogue guest is Bob Williamson from Little Guy Oilfield Rentals. And now, your host for today's Energy Dialogue, David Yeager.
Well, good afternoon. Welcome to the Global Petroleum Show and EnergyNow's Learning Series. And thanks for coming in. And you are a founder of this company?
No, founders of the company was way back in 2004.
Yeah.
And I have two other partners, and so we acquired the company. We purchased it in 2011.
Oh, okay.
And so it was kind of running as a mom and pop in 2004 to 2011, and then we got a little group together, the three of us, and approached the previous owners and made a deal and opened up a storefront and ran it out of a one bay shop, and through customers and through the demand of access matting, we've just expanded and continue to expand, and now we're in a 12,000 square foot shop on a 4-acre piece of property, and carried on.
What did you do before you got into this business?
Well, I worked in the oil and gas industry for quite some time. I was a pipeline and plant welder, and then from there took over, gradually kind of grew into project management and did well tie-ins and pipeline tie-ins and that sort of thing.
Okay.
So I was quite familiar with the access matting and the purpose or
the lack thereof.
Yes, and the need for it.
Well, I just we got a bit of time here, so I'm gonna go. I worked on the rigs around the end of the last ice age, and we had a bit of matting under the rig itself, but they had never really taken matting, taken artificial access. I used to see this in other parts of the world, where they'd make artificial roads and stuff like that. So when did matting sort of come into its own? Because it's a big business now.
Well, it's kind of one of the things we talked about just kind of last week with partners, and talking about how matting came about, and the term rig matting, as you quite well put it, is it was only under drilling rigs, and
we laid a little matting down under the substructure, so it didn't sink out of sight.
Right.
But we plowed mud all the way into the lease and
until
plowed
you
mud
couldn't go any further.
It was terrible, right? Yeah.
And it pulled you in or pulled your vehicle apart.
I've been there, done that, man.
So I I'm going to say it was probably the early 2000. I would say right around the year 2000.
Okay.
When access matting started to come about in 2004, it kind of a little more and more, and now it's everywhere.
Well, and it should be
In
in this godforsaken climate that we work in.
It boosts. I think it does everything. It boosts morale, productivity, increases. It's just a better place to work.
Right. Well, just a few technical questions on your going through your product offering. The DuraDeck mat. That's something you seem quite proud of. What's the advancement there?
That's golden. The DuraDeck is a lighter weight composite mat. The DuraDeck itself that we have is a 4x8 sheet of matting, 4 feet by 8 feet, and roughly 86 pounds per sheet, and so it can be handled quite easily.
But is that just a cover for regular matting, or can this stuff run on its own?
It's amazing. Like if your ground is not, if you have somewhat of stable ground, it's a turf protection. It's a ground protection. For example, a golf course, ideal for a golf course, special events.
Okay. Okay.
You're running, say you're having a concert, an outdoor concert, you can lay this DuraDeck
I'm
down.
just trying to understand what this is. Like I'm not driving a D7 over this stuff.
No.
Okay. Okay.
But in saying that, if you're going across a fairway of a golf course to go change a water pump, for example, and you take the picker truck in, you lay this stuff down. There's no footprint when you leave, and you pull it up. You don't even know that you were there.
Right. The second of the things I found of interest going through was the automated mat washing. Now, let me help me with these things. When these things come back off a location, say they were drilling a well with invert mud or something, I mean, do they have to be sterilized, decontaminated, cleaned up? Like, what is the post-rental requirements to keep matting current and keep the environment clean?
Yeah, that's kind of where it started, David. It was with contaminants. People didn't want contaminated mats with hydrocarbons. So that was just the tip of the iceberg. People washing with wands and water going everywhere out the back door and kind of into the sewer system or what have you,
right? Into
the creek or into the ditch or wherever. So it's evolved even further than that. Now people are requiring and insisting on clean chlorinated mats. So if you take it a step further from the hydrocarbons, you now have the issue of clubroot, a noxious weed in the agricultural industry, where the people farming the land do not want clubroot brought in from somewhere else.
Oh, like the little signs on clean your boat at the way station when you come back from BC. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So now it's not so much that your mat is a filthy mat or dirty mat or muddy mat. It may have spores, and so in order to do that correctly, we felt that it was time to get into the washing side of the business. So we now have an automated mat washer. So basically, you load the mats in at the entrance of the machine, goes through, gets washed, high pressure washing. Comes out the other side driven by automated drive rollers.
Okay.
Comes out the other side. It's chlorinated.
Yeah.
All the water, everything is recycled, filtered, and your mat is clean and chlorinated. And on several occasions, we've had inspectors in to actually inspect each mat before it's loaded.
Is that a portable unit?
Yes.
Oh, so you would take this, like it said, one of the advantages it said in your promotional material is that if we clean these mats up before we haul them out, get the mud and crap off, the trucking is lighter, the mats are lighter, and there's a cost saving available.
Yeah, you're initially you're probably on an example as you'd be hauling 34, 35 mats dirty on a Super Bee.
Okay.
Now you clean these mats. Now you're up to 45, 50 clean mats on it. So huge saving. Trucking is a large cost in the matting industry.
In the entire oil industry,
yes.
Actually, it doesn't really matter what you're hauling.
Right.
Yeah. Huh. So how many of these guys have you got?
The mat washer. We just have the one mat washer.
Okay.
It's in the way I like to put it, it's not a toy. Like it's a large piece of equipment.
I bet it's a real serious kick-ass pice of iron. I've got no doubt.
And it's to say it's portable, it's you're looking at 6 semi-loads and a loader that goes with it. So it's probably a half a day setup, and then you're ready to roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Now, ground thawing unit. When are we going to have to thaw the ground? I mean, I'm thinking that matting is used to, on the winter you probably don't even need it on wet ground. The ground thawing unit, what is the commercial application behind that?
So, little guy got into the ground thawing, in probably about our third year of business. I would say somewhere in there, second or third year, I'd have to go back. But it was kind of a diversification because in the matting business, in the dead of the winter, it's not so much required because the ground is frozen, and so we got into this on a bit of a different revenue stream. So basically, what we do with ground thaw is it's more for the construction sites. If you're going to do a dig, so we lay out the ground thaw units, and or if you're going to pour concrete, we'll thaw the ground. They can excavate, put their forms in. And we can also cure the concrete with the PEC lines and hook it up to the header.
And these use propane or something?
Yeah, propane and diesel.
Yeah, okay.
It's customer preference.
Okay.
We have units of each.
Okay. Now, where do you think in the game, in the great scheme of matting, which is kind of a new thing to me, like back when I was in the field, we were still plowing mud, right?
Yeah.
And in the matting business, I'm sure you've got more than one competitor. Where do you guys fit into the great scheme of things? Are you one of the top guys, or?
Well, I would say maybe we're one of the top guys for service.
Okay.
That,
Good for you.
That's
why you're the owner.
Yeah,
good pitch.
As our name so well says it, little guy, and that's who we are. We're the little guy.
All right.
So we pride ourselves in the sub rental, and we work with the big guys.
Okay.
Our competitors are friends, and so when they call, we usually try to help them out, or vice versa. If we in a sold-out position, we'll call our competitors and say, "Hey, can you help us out?" And usually, you work a deal and works out well.
You seem to be with the trucking and everything else offering an integrated solution, and I've always thought that the oil companies tended to go a la carte. I want to hire my own trucks, and I don't want to do that. Is that model more compelling this year in the competitive environment than it used to be?
That's an interesting point. So, as an owner of the company, so if I offer you a service, a full turnkey service, I can do that.
That's exactly the question I asked.
I would say,
Absolutely.
yes, we can do a full turnkey. We can deliver the mats. Here's our trucking, here's our rates.
Right.
If we get into a larger job where we need to bring in more trucks, which is quite often,
Okay.
by all means, we third party the trucking, and it's good and it's bad. It's good that the trucking rates right now are very competitive, so we can offer a very competitive rate to our customers. But on the other side of that is, you'd like to see the rates up for the people to make some money as well.
Well, but the point is, you get to be the master of your own destiny.
Yeah.
I mean, you know where this stuff's going, right?
Yeah,
And,
yes.
And if the driver screws up, you know who he is, right? And
Right.
There's no third-party stuff.
Basically, our trucking services, it's a convenience, for the short jobs, the smaller jobs.
Okay.
Having a truck on demand like that is, it eliminates waiting for third party.
Well, we can do that now. I just looking at your product line, having gone from when matting used to be only rigs, and now you're into a bunch of other markets. How's the market treating you? I bet you were 100% oil patch in 2014. What's the mix today? What percent of your business is coming from your what I call traditional revenue sources, and how successful have you been in broadening your market base?
We've been quite successful in broadening, and we currently and have been over the past 2 years diversified and have had a lot of success and a lot of great business with the transmission power.
Oh, okay.
So all the power lines that have gone in, and all the high voltage power and the distribution power, has become a huge market for us and diversified us a lot. We've diversified into special events. We do a bit of that. Industrial construction.
Okay.
We're to get the zoom boom around the backside so they can work on a building in these wet times. It's just our end, because of us being the little guy. The drilling sector is usually done by the larger competitors.
Okay. Okay. And again, it's a private company. You don't have to answer this question. But my experience with Oilfield Services is when it's profitable and easy, you did 100% of your business in the oil patch, and then things slow down and the lights come on. You say, I could be taking my stuff somewhere else, just like we just talked about, right?
Yeah.
And maybe sometimes these downturns are good in that way. Are you a 50% oil field company now, or are you just?
I would say probably 50-50, maybe 60-40, 40 oil field.
Okay.
I think we're more.
Thank God, after the last couple of years.
And when I say oil field, I'm talking, outside the drilling side. I'm talking, after the drilling's done. That's typically when we come in.
Right. Yeah, for the frac and stuff like that.
Yeah.
To put the location in place. Just a couple more questions. There's been, we had a couple tough years in the patch, and luckily you've come up with some alternative markets, and good for you. how's the market this year? Is that a real recovery out there for your company, or is there much work to be done?
The way our partners, my partners and I speak about it is, and our answer is optimistically cautious. We've had a busy.
How's it go?
We've had a busy spring.
Plan for the worst and hope for the best.
Yeah, we've had a real busy spring.
Good.
Like many companies, we've had some sold out months where we've been right out of matting.
Okay.
And but that contributes a lot to our weather, our wet spring.
Right.
Natural disasters and poor weather keep us going.
Yeah. Is the in the old days we drilled one well here and there, and then they came in with the pad work, the 16 well pads, the zipper frac, and all that. That has to have helped your business. That we would build this big location and do a whole bunch of work in one place instead of going hither and yon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And so what happens to us is, on occasion when we do the drilling sector, the mats will stay there, and they say, you can remove a few, but leave the majority in because completions is coming in.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah,
now we're turned over to the next guy.
Okay.
So the rental goes over to him, and then he says, you know what? We'll leave these mats in because construction's coming in next. They want to run a pipeline.
Yeah, we gotta plumb these wells in.
Right. So
okay.
Sometimes you can have a nice little run there.
Well, what a fascinating company as in your position as co-owner and director. You got one more commercial. What would you like the world to hear about your company?
Just that we pride ourselves on service, and our customers come first. And you know what, we're 24/7. So you know what, if you need us, call us, and we're there. No job's too small for us.
And you'll give it your best shot, I'm sure.
You bet.
Thank you very much. It's been fascinating.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I didn't know any of this shit until a half an hour ago.
Well, I got the questions about 20 minutes ago. So
the questions. Oh, I didn't even read that shit. I got nothing till I got here this morning. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good for you on the company.
Oh, it's been good.
Knock them dead, and
we've honestly been since about the middle of March. We've been sold out March, April, May, and June now. So it's really turned our year around for us.
Well, considering the year's not even half over yet, that's fantastic.
And we did some not major, but we reacted right away when things went. We reacted like now.
Yeah.
We trimmed everything, cut our expenses.
Yeah.
And now, you know what? It's made us better.
Again, we're just gossiping here. But I ran HSC integrated in 09 when the shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
And our revenue went from 110 million to 80.
Yeah.
And our staff count went from 900 to 600. We had to fire 300 people.
Yeah.
But what we did is we just had to think out of the box on ways to be better.
You bet.
Because necessity is the mother of invention, and we came out of that downturn way more profitable than we went in.
We did everything.
We just ran a tighter ship.
We don't have that many employees because you don't need that many employees
in the rental business,
for the rental business, right? But there's other things, we did everything from having a look at our phone plans. We looked at our leases on our trucks.
But that's what I did at MNP, right?
Yeah.
I said, look at your insurance.
Yeah.
No, put it out to bid for Christ's sakes. I mean, beat up your auditor. I mean, that's what I would preach at MNP when I was there for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
Well, look, that was fun.
Okay.
Very interesting. Thanks.
Have a good day, dude.
Yeah, you bet.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We encourage you to share this broadcast in your social media channels. Until next time, have a great day.